right, guys, launching out of Colville Bay Marina. Good morning. Supposed to get a little western out here today. We got winds up to 40 miles an hour. So we're gonna have to time everything right. Hopefully the wind's supposed to pick up throughout the day. So we're gonna make a little bit of a run first thing in the morning and then come back and fish some more wind protected areas. I'm hoping to make today as productive as possible. That's the best thing you can do on these windy days, is just do the best you can. Don't go in with high expectations of, you know, finding the juice necessarily, but just find different areas that might look right for the different stuff that we found already out here today. And guys, don't forget about Waterland Fishing Optics. Love these sunglasses. I got the Ashore frames on right now. I like these ones on the water because they got the fuller sides. Keeps more light from coming in. A couple other frame styles that I really like is the Slaunch and the Hybros. Really like the high contrast green mirror lenses too. Those are one of my favorites as well. Head over to the Waterland website. It's waterlandcode.com. Use discount code LUNA15. That code will save you 15% off. They got a lot of awesome apparel, clothing, hats, all kinds of stuff. Head over there, check them out. That dude's hungry. He's got a crawdad down there too. All right, guys. Well, we got our first keeper of the day on the spinnerbait. I think the spinnerbait's going to be a player in this tournament. I put it down a lot yesterday because I know I'm going to throw it, but I want to see what kind of fish are in here. And there's brush down there, and it's just perfect spinnerbait water. So I put it on. I got some short bites on the spinnerbait, and then I got that guy. That was a rat of a keeper, but this area in here has big fish. I've caught big fish in here, and it's notorious for putting out big fish. This is an area of the lake where you could win for sure. But today, so far, just little guys. Well, so far this area produced some fish, but only one keeper. I've probably caught 10 fish so far, but only one of them was a keeper. So that's definitely not what we need. We need more quality, and we need more keepers, obviously. That ain't gonna cut it. One keeper in the whole morning ain't gonna cut it. I'm gonna need to, capitalize on that morning bite. The jig seems to be decent in here. I did get some jig bites. I caught fish that I didn't even, put on camera because they were tiny little ones. So I think I'm gonna come back in here though tomorrow afternoon when it's not as windy and see if maybe that jig bite turns on in the afternoon, and then I can run to one area in the morning, fish around there, and then come back here and fish in the afternoon and maximize my time pretty decently. you know, considering how far of a run I'm planning to do as of right now with practice the way it's gone so far. But putting all the camera stuff away, it's really windy today, especially when you get out onto the main lake. I'm in the back of a cut that's wind protected right now, so it doesn't look that bad, but once we get out there, it's gonna be probably a little choppy, we'll call it. So we're gonna put all the camera gear away to make sure that that stuff doesn't get ruined because it's expensive. I'll drive with the camera stuff. Will do. Another keeper, not a giant, but the shade in here makes this a possibility. Well guys, long day today. It was super windy all day. I didn't capture it on camera, but on the way back from my last spot into the marina, it was just ridiculous. Boat was going straight up in the air sometimes. Had to gas it to keep the bow up so you didn't spear waves. And even still, coming back down a couple times it got close. Thankfully it didn't spear any waves or anything like that, but sometimes when you're out here, man, it just gets gnarly. It was blowing all day long, stayed in wind protected areas as best as I could, but even still burnt my trolling motor batteries
pretty low. I didn't kill them or anything like that, but got them pretty dang low because of that wind all day, having to spot lock and, just fighting against the wind in different parts of the day. But long day overall. Not very productive. I wish I would have found a little bit more stuff, but had a few keepers today. Caught a lot of fish, but a lot of them were short fish. I didn't include all the fish catches because some of them were like literally like 6-inch fish, guys. Through the ball head with the dual mold slick shiner a lot, and caught a lot of small non-keeper size fish. I thought eventually I would get a keeper doing that, but it just didn't end up happening. So I think one of the most consistent bites that I've had so far is on top water. Um, Most of my keeper bites have been on top water and spinner baits. I caught some jig fish too that are keepers, some drop shot fish that are keepers. But you kind of have to weed through some of the fish. And you got to get in the right area in order to catch those keeper fish. I'm hoping tomorrow I'm going to go to another section of the lake and hopefully dial things in a little bit. And then depending on how tomorrow goes, we're going to have to make some decisions whether we go left or we go right, leaving the marina. But one more day out here on Lake Mead to try to get things dialed in for this 3-day tournament. You need a lot of water for 3 days because you have to cover tons of water to catch these fish. It's going to take 13 pounds a day probably to do well in the tournament. Sometimes out here you can win with 13 pounds a day. I'm not sure what it's going to take. I haven't seen big bags of fish for what I'm catching, but that doesn't mean some people aren't. Guys always figure out a way to catch them out here. No matter what time of year, what conditions they are, guys always figure out how to catch these fish out here. These guys are really good out here on the West Coast, and they figure it out. But we got another day. I'll see you guys in the morning. See ya.